Hey guys, it is Nick here with another Nick's Topics Dragon Ball What If topic video for today. And today we are getting in to part 8 of my first Dragon Ball What If topic on this channel, and that is, what if Hercule was a Z fighter? Now, how would it impact the story? Short answer, it would impact it a lot. I basically stuck him around, the time where I was looking for the Satan Dojo in the early days of Dragon Ball. Instead of taking that route, however, I chose him to go along the path with Goku and Bulma for the Dragon Balls, which would then spike a lifelong friendship between the two. And Hercule becoming pretty much the second strongest, and mastering all of his trademark moves, the Dynamite Kick, the Rolling Hercule Punch, and his Ultra Megaton Punch. And after facing Yamcha in the desert, he would then go on to use Yamcha's Wolf Fang Fist attack even better than Yamcha. And then after none of his attacks except the Dynamite Kick having any effect on Staff Officer Black, he would then ask Goku to teach him the rules of the Kamehameha, his first ever energy attack. Then, when we got onto the events of the 22nd World Martial Arts Tournament, we actually see Hercule and Miguel actually talking this time and getting to know each other. So Videl is still going to be born here, despite it having a very different, introduction to it. And as I said before, Hercule, aside from Goku, as far as we know, because there's still a lot more people in Dragon Ball, these two are the strongest right now. Now, to put a short recap for the last episode, the two were trained by the Guardian of Earth, Kami, after King Piccolo was sealed with the evil containment wave by Master Roshi, which the container would then be given to Kami for safekeeping. Anyway, Kami would be very impressed at Goku and Hercule's prowess and their friendship and such. And the Goku would see much more gains than he did originally. Now, with the 23rd tournament coming up, Piccolo Jr. doesn't exist. So, that means Kami won't have to disguise himself as Hero. Now, speaking of the 23rd World Martial Arts Tournament, that goes pretty much the same up until the point where Krillin would originally have fought Piccolo Jr. and Yamcha would have fought against Kami, Hero. So these two would fight each other, with Krillin being the victor despite Yamcha's good array of moves. Then we get on to the second round, in which we see a familiar scene. Hercule, after all of his training, by the way, is at a power level now of 390, or whatever I said in the last video, I can't remember. Anyway, his opponent is Tien once again, and Tien hasn't gotten soft either. This fight would go almost the way Goku and Tien did in the original 23rd tournament, except Hercule is much stronger than that Goku, and Tien's multi-form's the only thing that throws him off. So Hercule wins. Anyway, Goku would then go on to fight Krillin, and I'm sure you can guess how well that would go. Now, for the final match of the tournament, as I said, Hercule would be nearing the power level of 400, well, almost there, and Goku would be either at 400 or a little past that with the training of Hercule and the Guardian of Earth. So these two would fight in the final match, with Goku obviously being the victor. Now, the tournament would go much more smoothly as a result of no Piccolo. So Goku and Chi-Chi still get married, Gohan is still born, and here's another thing. Around that same time, Videl is born. So, as I said, we still get Videl here. But sadly, Miguel passes similarly to how we were told that she passed in the original. But don't think these two are gonna just lead their own lives, because Hercule likes Goku, especially after all that he's been taught from him. He wants to get stronger and maybe even teach Videl some more strength too, and Goku thinks the same about Gohan. So, the two actually live with each other, and peace ensues until Raditz makes his way to Earth in an effort to see if Kakarot, Goku, has completed his mission of wiping out all of humanity. And as before, Raditz goes to find Goku, and everyone's at Kame House for the big reunion, with Hercule and Videl also participating, because like I said, they live together. Anyway, Raditz would then go to Kame House with no Piccolo and spill the beans about everything about being a Saiyan and whatnot. He would then whap Krillin after Krillin gets all feisty. After seeing this, Hercule doesn't care if this is Goku's brother. He tries to rush in, but then gets whapped almost the exact same way. And then, Raditz knees Goku right in the gut, the same way that he does before, with it not having as much impact as before, but still a great amount. And then takes Gohan as further incentive to join him and Nappa and Vegeta and the Saiyans. Now, instead of the tag team between Goku and Piccolo, we're getting the tag team between Goku and Hercule, and this tag team is much more beneficial, because these two have been around each other since they were young, and they've come up with a lot of tag team moves in the time of peace, and just around their time together in general. They then go off and go to find Raditz and save Gohan. And when the fight starts, they're able to hold their own amazingly well. And then they both shoot off a Kamehameha attack to combine at Raditz. Now before, when Raditz was blocking Goku's original Kamehameha in the anime, he didn't have he only had a scratch on his arm. But this combined attack from a stronger Goku and Hercule, this actually manages to injure Raditz. Not that bad, but he's still noticeably hurt and angry. After noticing that these two are no joke, and Kakarot's not gonna make this easy, he then charges up his ultimate move, the Be Gone move. The name's translated to Be Gone from Dragon Ball games. But just as when he goes to do that, since the smoke hadn't cleared yet, he couldn't see them, and Goku planned for this. He grabbed Raditz by the tail, because he knew that was his weak point, giving Hercule enough time to charge everything he got into a super powered-up dynamite kick. And with the injury he sustained from the Kamehamehas combined, plus the lack of energy from his tail and dynamite kick, Raditz is pretty much done here. But before he dies, he then gives off note, even though he knows nothing about the Dragon Balls, since no one died here, aside from him. He then tells about Nappa and Vegeta, and that they will come to Earth to avenge him, and make Kakarot pay for betraying the way of the Saiyans. And with that, Raditz dies, albeit a much different way than what he did before. Now, when we're going to be entering the Nappa and Vegeta arc, Goku is still going to train with King Kai. And I know you guys are going to call BS because he didn't die, but I have a reasoning for that. And also, I still think that Vegeta and Nappa are going to go to Earth regardless, if they really think that Kakarot was strong enough to kill Raditz, along with an Earthling. But, to explain that now, would be telling, and I think that that's a decent enough spot to stop the episode for now. So, what do you guys think about this entrance into the Raditz, or Saiyan arc, I should say? And what do you think about Gohan and Videl being born around the same time? Do you think that they're going to have a much earlier relationship than what they had in the original? How well do you think that Gohan and Videl are going to be whenever we get into the Saiyan arc? Because it's definitely going to go a lot differently. So, I hope you guys enjoyed this episode, And stay tuned for part 9 coming out soon. See you later.